what inspired you to run for county commissioner then?
A lot of the issues that I have raised are county issues. Anybody that knows county government, and most people don't understand county government, but it really is, the county government is your criminal justice system. It is the courts, the prosecutor, the jail, the juvenile justice facility. All those are the entities in which the county government is responsible for. They have other administrative offices, the elected officials in the public administrator, the assessor, the treasurer, the clerk. There's 7 or 8 elected officials, which are part of the administrative offices. And then there is the county commission. County commission basically oversees the budget for all of the county, tries to find ways to put all this together in terms of taking care of the revenue side and trying to budget for the services that are provided by the county. But the biggest thing that the county board does is land use, and its protection of persons and properties in the unincorporated areas of the county. And in Boone County, there's a lot of issues in terms of the way we're growing and the way we're maintaining that growth. The county commission has tremendous authority and tremendous responsibility in that area, and it was a desire to have an impact in that I decided I was going to run for the race. And quite frankly, I thought the commissioner at the time was not going to run. I thought she was involved in national issues, and I had heard rumors that she was looking for a job on a national level, so it was at that time I started planning for the county commission. And then when I found out she was not doing that anymore, but planning to run again, then I had already made up my mind that I was going to run. So here I am.
And you talked about the rural or the unincorporated areas of Boone County, and Boone County does consist of an urban area and a rural area. How do you plan on addressing the needs of both of those, the residents in both of those areas?
Well, I've tried to write some articles on that. I have one that I haven't sent out for publication yet. That's when I get a little more time, I'll finish it up and send it out on handling development around the urban fringes. I mean, it's very important to keep as much development on the urban fringes as possible because there are the city resources. Many people in the city that want to move to the county just assume that there will be city services in the county. They like the rural environment, the view, the wildlife, the landscape. All of that are attractions to move out and just not be bothered by neighbors because it's such a it's an open space. But what we're finding is that people will move out, and for a year or so that it's fine. But after that time, somebody else will move out, and someone else will move out, and then pretty soon they say, "This road is a little dusty for us. Can you fix this road?" And then the county has to work with those people in terms of why we can't afford to do that road. County government is a relatively sparse economy with only $50 to $60 million to work with, and the kind of services that we have to provide. So it's that development around the urban fringes that are of concern, but also in the rural areas. That it's very important to kind of keep that rural quality in Boone County. And if we don't have that rural quality, we're losing a lot of what people originally came here for. People located into Columbia, into Ashland, into Centralia or Hartsburg because of that the Boone County and its rural quality of what is there and the openness of the county itself. And right now, there's really no plan for retaining some of that open space. And if we're not careful, we'll have a number of McMansions throughout the entire county. That's already taken place because of the zoning. The county has tried to prevent some of that because of the cost of providing the infrastructure, protecting the solid waste management, protecting the groundwater. All those are concerns. Stormwater issues are concerns. So we have to be careful in terms of how we develop. But we really need a plan for maintaining that rural quality. And I've kind of picked the classic of rural by design, of looking at some of the ideas in there in terms of putting that forth to the public and saying this could be done if we plan for it. If we don't plan for it, we will have the McMansions throughout the county.
And so what do you think are some of the biggest issues facing Boone County families and currently and in the next term, and how do you plan on addressing them?
Well, probably when we look at the county, that a lot of people are pushed out of the city because of economic reasons. They want to find a place that's cheaper to live and is affordable, provides some amenities. A lot of people in the county don't have the same wherewithal that people in the city do, and I think when we talk about increased taxes, it's painful for people in the county. When you look at the mean income in the county, it's a little skewed because there are a couple of people that have a lot of money that live in the county, and we all live in the county. I mean, you have to separate out the cities, but the city is part of that county. So we have a diversity of people that do live in the county. One of the problems you have in the county is transportation. We need to really address, given the current energy crisis, the problem of getting people to their services. And one of the concerns is how do you connect those? And part of that is roads, that in terms of planning ahead for the future and how you grow and how you develop, you basically try to connect neighborhoods where there's residential with retail and commercial that are needed for the immediacy of the daily needs, with school assignment areas so that we're not driving our kids miles to get them to school, or the school has to pay for a transportation system just to get kids to school. So you try to get walkable elementary schools into neighborhoods. You try to do that in the city, you try to do that in the county. And then you really, the other part that's is developing is the whole need for a transportation network where we can get people to join together and use some form of public or semi-private transportation so they can get to their places of work or places to shop in an affordable manner. Because we, as the energy costs are increasing, and I mean, right now we're at $4 a gallon. I think we really need to plan for $8 a gallon. And whether that ever happens, we still need to plan for that and hope it never happens. But those are the concerns that people in the county have in terms of how are they going to survive on a limited income. The county is facing the same problems that the residents are with being able to afford the kind of services. So we need to find out how we can do things more efficiently in the county.